welcome back. I need to look that way. Hello and welcome back. This is the Curio Stitches podcast and it is season 2, episode 6. So it's been, 2.5, 3 weeks between proper episodes. Last week I put out a gentle relax and knit with me video because it's what I needed, so I figured a few of you might need it as well, and a few of you did enjoy it. I do plan to do a playlist's worth of just relaxing videos for you to just sit and knit to, or sew or weave or spin or crochet, whatever you want, just sort of 10-minute long videos for you to sort of sit and take a break. Yeah, so those will be in a separate playlist, which I'll link down below. Excuse me, I've got a really froggy throat today. I've sort of been under the weather-ish. You know what I mean? Not quite right. These last couple of weeks. I think it's just the change in seasons. It is definitely deep autumn here now where I live. Speaking of, I am in Devon, which is in the southwest of England. Welcome. Yeah, my name's Ellie. I keep forgetting to say that, or Elspeth if you prefer. I go by both. And I have the Curio Stitches Designs brand. I run it, I have the website, patterns, etc. So yeah, let's get on with today's video. I'm recording sat at my desk purely because it's very dark over there and I'm taking advantage of the natural light while I have it, trying to save electric and all that. So yeah, I have a few 6 projects to show you today, and then I've got an FO and some yarn that I've bought and some patterns I bought. So yeah, I'm gonna take another sip of my tea and crack on. Okay. You'll have to excuse me, keep clearing my throat. So the first pattern that I want to talk to you about is the Drop Dead Freddy, and in typical style I am halfway through a row. It's only a few stitches, so I'll just finish that off. So I'm using my hand spun, which is this. Now this I spun, this was some fibre that I got at a craft fair at West Point in Exeter. It was just, I think it was just meant for felting because they'd cut, with scissors, they'd cut the fibre, and that is a massive no-no. But it was cheap enough, so it's got lots of sparkle and things in it. And then the contrast colour I'm using is my hand-dyed silk merino lace weight. So I'm holding that doubled. I've got one end from the middle and one end from the side. And I will put a picture on the screen here of what the finished item looks like, or Katt's finished item. And yeah, so I'm using the recommended needle size. And let me just rearrange my needle so it looks nice. I've done the back, I want to say, which is this part. And I reached that 7-inch part. So now I have done the first front here. So I've picked up and done some magic sauce there. And I've just started doing the same on the other side. So that's sort of the top. Doesn't look like much at the moment, but I absolutely love it. Now, I didn't want to use mohair for mine because I actually find mohair really scratchy, too itchy, sensitive skin. So that's why I've opted for this. Now, this has got a whole variety of fibres in it, but none of which are mohair. And this, like I said, is merino and silk. So I'm going to love this. I just do a bit on it every now and then, sort of when I need a palette cleanse, because it's just knitting, and just knitting is glory. Sorry, there was a car alarm going off. I have discovered as part of my ADHD, and the whole out of sight, out of mind thing is so prevalent with me, that this is one of the reasons why I've got so many projects. And I forget what's in project bags, and I forget that the project bags have things in. So I can have a pile of project bags and I'll just see them as a pile of project bags, not projects in bags. So I have recently started swapping all my projects that I'm working on into baskets. They're all different sorts. This one's lovely. It's just metal and it's got this handle. It's useful. And then I've got lots of other ones. So if you see me moving around baskets and things, that's why. The only things that I still have in project bags are socks that have lots of little balls and things. Or just socks, because then I can just stick it next to the bed and I don't need to worry about a cat or dog getting in there. So anyway, that was the Drop Dead Freddy by Cat Weaver, who is everywhere as Heather and Hops, or Heather.Hops here. So moving on, my next pattern is the Yule socks, which is one of my designs. So here's the ones I knit 8 or 9 years ago, probably 9 years ago now. So yeah, no idea where the first one of these is. Lost it when I moved into this house probably. But the second one, second incarnation, so this is my heel. And this is how far I am through. So I'm now back working on the leg in the round. And I absolutely love it. So the green I'm using is from Canon Hand Dyes. There we go. And it is Lavinia Swire from Downton Abbey. And the Charles sock base, which is 80/20 merino nylon. And it's 395 yards, so what's that, 360 meters? Something like that. And it's this beauty. It's actually more like my hair colour than it's showing. It's very sort of tealy green. There we go, it's cooling off. There we are. Isn't that lovely? So that's my contrast colour. And then my main colour is this, which is Winter Solstice by Vine yarns. So this one's merino. It's on her Volca base. Solstice. I'll put the tag just here. It's, yeah, merino cashmere nylon. There we are. And that's Vine yarns. So these are with test knitters. Everyone's zooming through them, especially Alan. Her version's so cool. So yes, these will be out at the end of November, so in 3 weeks. Ready for people to start making themselves some Christmas socks. I absolutely love the way I've done these heels. So yes, that is all tangled up. But yeah, so this is also in a basket, and it's got a little handle here. This was just a basket from B&M. I think it was £3. But it means I can see. And it's very useful because it means I can't forget what's in any of the spaces. Next up, I have been working on my Corvus Corax pullover. Again, it's in a basket. And the black yarn I found on the tags, it's just King Cole Merino DK. You can buy this in 90% of high street yarn shops around the country, probably around the world. King Cole. It's one of their basic items, So this is just 100% superwash merino, and it's 140 meters per 50 grams DK. And then the white is just hobby DK weight acrylic, I think. Yeah, 100% acrylic. And here is the beauty now. Isn't that so cool? So it's the foot and the leg, just to hit the bottom. I am now at the point where I was before the kittens wrecked it, and I lost about 60 grams of black yarn, 10-15 grams maybe of the white yarn, thanks to the kittens. But yeah, so Corvus Corax will be out next year. Because it's such a detailed jumper, I'm sort of taking my time and enjoying it. Like I said, the sleeves are done. I just need to finish the body and then get it sorted. Also with task knitters, who I will link in the show notes down there. So yes, so that one uses DK weight yarn. I don't have any test knitters doing the larger sizes. So if you want to test knit that one for the larger sizes, so 46-inch plus, that would be fantastic. Just drop me a comment down below and we can sort that out. Okay, so my next item is the Little Boo test knit for Tsuki Mountain. So I'm doing her children's version of the Halloween jumper, and I swatched because I'm a good girl. So this is the swatch. It's in the round. Just got mine here. Isn't that so cute? And then it's got bats and things. Yes. So the main event is just here. Now I'm knitting this in acrylic because it's going to my niece, or our niece, and I want it to be able to be machine washed. So the grey is the main colour, and then I've got orange and black. Aren't they cool? So I'll put those back in there. So I have finished the yoke and I'm about to separate for the sleeves. But isn't this stinking cute? It says boo and eek, and it's all scrunched up, but you get the idea. So I'm knitting the 4-year-old size, even though she's only 2, because I want her to be able to get lots of wear out of it. And she can then also wear this over other jumpers at the moment, and then as she grows into it, sort of next year and whatever, she can just wear it as a one layer. I love it. It's so cool. And I can't wait to do the adult version. I have the adult version in my Ravelry library, and I have the yarn, and exciting. So what else do I need to say? Yes, colour work. So it's both two strands and 3 strands at a time. Worked in the round. Fully charted, very good pattern. And yeah, I absolutely love it. And I know that our little niece is going to love it too. I will, of course, keep you updated on this one. I hope to have the body done this week, because from here, there's a little bit more colour work at the bottom of the body, but now it's just zoom. The one thing I have found though is knitting with acrylic. It's like cotton for me, so it's got no stretch. So it makes my hands ache. So this has taken quite a while to do. And I have to sort of sit there and say, no, I can do half an hour and then put it down, and then come back to it. But yeah, I absolutely love it. Oh, and Halloween nails that I did for myself. Yes, I've gone back to doing it for myself. But I did lose a little skull yesterday because we're doing a little scaly hand. We're doing decorating. So that is living in one of my knitting bags because it's right next to me on top of the swatch, which is this one, which I got ages ago. I just couldn't not. It's just, yeah, brilliant. I can't even remember who I got it from. Oh well. There we go. That is the little test that I'm doing. Next up, I am doing sock in project bag because it lives next to the bed. My Halloween socks. So this is, I had to wind it into a ball because the commercial sock yarn balls, I don't get on with them. So I wound it by hand. It's the Halloween sock wool from Hobby, and this one is colour 1. I think it's witchy something. I missed the deadline. I did not get it finished by Halloween. That's okay. I'm spooky all year round, as you guys know. And so is Abby. And these are going to go to her. So here is sock number 1 with a short row heel. And I like this one because it's, yep, it's really cool. So 64 stitches, and it's just my vanilla toe recipe that's on Ravelry for free, on my website for free. And there's a short row heel sort of PDF tutorial as well on my website. It is included in the free pattern, the sock pattern, or if you're not interested and you've got your own sock formula and you just want to know a short row heel, that's a simple little PDF on my website as well. But this one goes from 20 stitches to 64. Foot, short row heel, leg. So number 1 is done, and number 2, I am halfway through the heel. So here's number 2. Now, Abby isn't fussed about matchy socks, which is great. She likes it if they do. Not that bothered enough. So here is sock number 2. And I knit my socks, just plain socks, on 2.5mm needles. These ones are the Chowgu, and Chowgu are amazing. I love Chowgu, obviously. I have all their needles. So yes, that is the Halloween socks. This one will be done this week, because as soon as I finish this heel, it's what, 3 episodes of something on television, and it'll be done. So yes, but I'm saving those to give to Abby sort of Christmas time, so that she's got something under the tree, because I am making her a pair of Yule socks, but I need to dye the yarn first because it's going to be midnight blue and ice blue. And she helped pick the colours, so that'll be one of the kits that I'm dyeing up. Ready. Okay, so the last thing that I've been working on this week is my Piebald socks, which is my test knit for Shy. So these are now on Ravelry. Here is sock number 1 on my little sheepy sock blocker. And sock number 2, I am on the foot now. So this is my afterthought heel. I did an afterthought heel on these, just something different. And yeah, so this is number 1 and number 2. So yes, so this again will also be done this week. I wanted to get it done this weekend. I just ran out of time. We have a lot going on here. We're decorating and a lot. Yes, so also on 2.5mm needles. The pattern calls for 2mm, but I asked permission to do mine on 2.5 because that is the gauge that I know I can get the stitch count for that size. So I did the medium, which is 64 stitch, and I have all the yarn weights written on my project page on Ravelry. These literally use a couple of grams maximum each for each of the feathers, about 1.5 grams. And then I also have the the meters, so it's meters and grams I recorded for this part with the first piebald feather, the heel and the toes as well. So these really are stash buster friendly. So if you've got like a little basket of like tiny little nuggets, as an example, I'll find one like this, that is enough to do a couple of these stripes. Don't go, oh, I don't have enough. Have a rummage and use up all the little pretty bits that you really want to hang on to, but you don't know what you can possibly knit these with, you know, these. So there we go. The main colour is my Strawberry Shortcake set. So I did 50/50s. So one's pink and one's red. I'm not sure yet if that's a colour work that I plan to bring back. Quite possibly. So yes. So that is the Piebald Socks by Shaiyehs, and I absolutely love them. They were published 2 weeks ago. I think it was 2 weeks ago. But I will link them on Ravelry down below, and also Shaiyehs' podcast episode where she was talking about them recently when they were being published. So yes. So I have an FO to show you, which I know is quite rare. But yes, I will show you that. So I just need to move this a sec. I can't remember if I showed this to you last time. But I finished my Saphir's dice scroll by Katt Weaver, who is Heather and Hops. It's got my dice in it because that's what it's for. And here it is. The only thing I haven't done is the strap, so that you can literally roll it up as a scroll. Because I just want to have mine as a mat to keep my dice on. My notebook does fit in it. I will show you. If the elastic gets out of the way. It does fit. But like I said, I just want to use mine as my dice mat. So for this one, I held 2 strands of just black fingering weight. I left the tails here so I can show you. 2 strands of black fingering weight. And I held 2 strands of Marigold Jen's Nebula. And I don't even know if Marigold Jen is still dying anymore. I have a suspicion she's not. But it was some long-term stash. And I'd already started using the green for Jessie May top, which didn't fit my body. I'm a rectangle with very small chesticles. So it didn't feel flattering on me. So I took it back down past the bralette shaping area and I folded it in half and I just wear it as a headband. And let me just grab the rest of this. So I used this. I used it for that, and I still have this much left. And there is enough left here for me to make myself a little pair of socks with contrast heel and toe, which I'll probably do in black as well. Because it's not quite black. There is black in there, but it's contrasty enough that you can see a difference. So that is destined to become some little socks at some point. So yes, I'll put you back on your home. And my beautiful dice that live on it. Can you see there's a colour theme? I love blacks and greens. Now these, I showed you last time. But it's that deep metal colour. So yes. So the final whip that I'm working on is for Michelle for Christmas, and she knows I'm making these, but she hasn't seen them yet. So Michelle, if you don't want to look, then don't look. If you do, I get it. So in my little albino back bowl, I'm working on the Raven Queen mitts. Because last Christmas I planned to make these for her and I just ran out of time, because if you remember Shy, who's Shaiyehs YouTube, Instagram, everywhere, made me some for Christmas. I think, was it last year or the year before? At the Raven Queen mitts. Absolutely stunning. I wear these all the time. They live on my desk. So that when it's cold, I can just slip them on. And I said, oh, lovely. So you've got a pair and I've got a pair. So now I should make Michelle a pair. So it's sort of almost like a round robin, but you know what I mean. So I have cast on for Michelle's. I'm using my little Chagu shorties just at the very beginning of the cuff, sort of right down here. And I'm using some of my own hand dyed. So it's the black and this baby, which I frogged from another jumper, but this is my, what was it? Goblin Core colourway, which I will be bringing out in January, along with a mini skein of black. And you can have a black with a mini skein of this, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so yes, so I'm using needles as per the pattern. So I think they're 2mm. Yep, 2mm. These are the Chagu red shorties. I've got the packet just here, little red ones, which Abby got me a couple of years ago for Valentine's Day. See, love. And I finally get to use my cutest, tiniest little stitch marker. It's just a little AB crystal. It's not focusing, but anyway, you get the idea. So yeah, these are what I'm working on for Michelle for Christmas. And that is all I have been knitting on since I've seen you, really. I think I'd probably put a row or two in other things floating around. But I've just been working so much on yarn prep and pattern writing and, you know, organising testers and other stuff which I can't talk about yet. And I'm just sort of not enough hours in the day to knit. So yeah, it's been good. Let's see what else. I have got some purchases this week. So a lot of them are patterns. So I'll just put those on screen. I'm not sure if I talked about the patterns last week, but I will put them here anyway. So the first one I bought is the TsuTsu. It's absolutely beautiful. Now I want to make one of these, possibly several of these. I think everyone needs one of these. So I'm going to be making a few of these. I'm not sure, I haven't read the pattern fully. It's about 20 odd pages. So I'm not sure if the items it's wearing, like the hat and jumper, are part of the pattern. If not, I'm sure I can make something up that would fit. The next one I bought is the Cala Galdana, which I have printed out little bits of it. It's one of Katt's earlier patterns, so it's this baby. But I'll put a photo of it on there. And then obviously I've been influenced a lot by Katt recently, because I have come to realise our taste is so freaky similar. It's amazing to find someone else that I'm so inspired by, like knitwear wise and things. So she has knit a couple of these recently and I couldn't say no. So I have bought the Gondor vest pattern by Fabel Knitwear. So I'll put a decent photo on screen because this is just a printout. And then obviously I bought the Raven Queen pattern because I thought I had. It was in my queue for about 3 years, or since it first came out. I was like, I need to knit those. And I realised I didn't actually have it. It was still sat in my Ravelry basket, so I bought that. And then the last pattern I bought was the Unarmoured Defence Cowl, which I showed on Instagram. I've done my own sort of sketch of what I want to do with it. And I'll just pop that in here. And then these are the yarns I'm going to be using. So I'm using the same black yarn. It's fashion. I've written the label because I have two balls of this and then neither are quite right. So this is Fashion Nature DK. So this is an alpaca blend. So this is the same one I used for my Feline Phantom. And then I'm using some old Sarah's Texture Craft. She's no longer an indie dyer. In Anemone or Anemone. She's put it Anemone, which is absolutely beautiful. It's sparkly and beautiful. And then finally, I'm using some West Yorkshire Spinners, the illustrious colour yarn. So it's Slate, which is colour 36. Focus, about there. So I am not doing it in one colour because I didn't have enough. And I find that this is nice because it looks, you can see the details, etc. If I think about it, the stitch pattern's very similar, which is probably why I was immediately drawn to it, Katt. Anyway, so the idea is that I will be using black all the way through, but then I'll be alternating between the purple and the grey, sort of, and it looks really cool. So I enjoyed sort of drawing that up and painting it a bit to make it look pretty. So yeah, so that's an upcoming one. I had meant to have cast on by now. I meant to cast on last week. I just ran out of time, as it happens. And then the final thing that I have bought, it arrived. Now, I told you before that I was knitting Dark Academia, and you'll have seen online that this is the beauty that it is. Now, I was planning to use different yarn, and then I saw this from Ross, who is the Wee Yarn Company. And that's his little business card, and it's got a lovely little note on the back saying thank you from Ross and Winnie. Winnie is his gorgeous little corgi. Love her, she's so cute. So I had to get myself 3 skeins of this. It's just, isn't it beautiful? So that's his logo in his ball band. And it's hand dyed in Nijmegen, Nijmegen, in the Netherlands. And it's Borg Queen. And my Trekkie self was just, yes, I need this. It's beautiful. It's perfect. Well done. And Ross has done an amazing job. Now, I can't knit with BFL nylon because it hurts me to knit with. I have no idea why. But this is just BFL superwash. So I was immediately sort of, oh, I can knit with that. So I have 3 skeins and it's 400 meters per 100 grams. So I have 1,200 meters, which is about 10 yards under 1,300 yards. So yeah, isn't it stunning? Now, obviously, I'm going to alternate skeins, so that I don't get any pulling or, you know, anything else. Because obviously, also hand-dyed yarn, every skein will be different, even if they're dyed in the same batch. I get that. As an indie dyer, it happens. So, Ross, you have done a stunning job on these. They are absolutely beautiful. I mean, just look at the depth of colours. Oh, there's some like dark greens poking through, and I love them so much. So that is my Christmas week cast on when I take my week off everything else. And it was beautifully packaged, and he even sent some Australian black chai tea, which Neve has thoroughly enjoyed because she loves chai. Myself? No. My daughter? Yes. So yeah, that is my yarn purchase. So yay. I have also bought my yarn advent calendar. I bought a yarn advent calendar and I've got a fibre advent calendar. Well, Abby's bought the fibre one for me and I bought the yarn one for me. But you'll have to wait until December to see those. Because I am doing Vlogmas. I already have it all planned out. So yeah, crinkly. Let me just move that. So yeah, I'll link Ross's shop down below in the show notes, and his Instagram and things like that for you to go and follow and have a look. I know that they've got, they've done a shop update. I think he's got another one coming up soon. Can't remember what it said on Instagram. But yeah, go down there. Okay, that is it for this week. Knitting talk, etc. Anything else? Oh, I've pulled my spinning wheel out. She's over there, ready. Because I need to finish my sock spin along from when Cary of My Wool Mitten YouTube and My Wool Mitten Farm on Instagram. She was running a sock spin along. So I need to get that finished. Ready for December for spinning. Okay, now the hashtag curiostitcheskal. That is going quite well. Don't forget, if you are knitting any of my patterns, tag that and you're entered in each week to win a prize. So it's either patterns, or I know that Cary and Susan have got other giveaways going on with it, other prizes. And then in the final week, I have got a set of the Chagu wooden needles. They are, or were a limited edition run. They're just short, straight knitting needles, and they're white with blue flowers on. So that is my big prize for right at the end in December. So yeah, you can knit any of the patterns, even the free sock pattern counts, and tag me on Instagram and use the hashtag curiostitcheskal. It's running until the last day of the year. So you've still got plenty of time to knit a jumper, socks, hats, mitts, any of the patterns. There's even a shawl on there if you're a shawl knitter. Okay, that is it then for this week. Thank you for spending this rainy, wet Monday morning with me. And I'll look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.